guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. Sorry. I'm having serious, there we go. Okay, sorry. Having serious issues with it today. I hope it doesn't fall mid-video, but we'll see what happens. I hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome back. I'm glad you came to join me today. Welcome to my unmade bed. I was gonna set up in the living room, but nah. I was done with my makeup and I was like, yeah, this is a good spot, so we'll just do it here. So today's video, I wanted to touch on the joys of the autism sleep cycle. And I want to give some tips on how we handle it as far as the challenge of getting my son to be able to sleep on a regular basis. I will say this, for us anyway, and I'm not trying to be, I don't know if pedantic is the word, but I'm not trying to generalize that all children with autism all have sleep issues. I just know that a good majority of them do, and it's not even like it happens on a regular basis, but for the ones that it does happen on a regular basis, you really need to kind of have a plan set to kind of adapt to it, adapt to what's happening, or try to get them on a schedule where they are more consistently sleeping. So our story goes like this. When we brought our son home from the hospital, he was, traumatic. It was an awful pregnancy, traumatic delivery. He was in the NICU for 6 weeks. And then when we brought him home, I tried really hard to keep him on the same rigorous schedule that they had him in the hospital. But life gets in the way, and it didn't really play out like I had hoped it would. So about maybe 6 weeks into him being home, he just kind of stopped sleeping in the middle of the night. Like he would go to bed. I would be able to get him down like at 9 o'clock, which I thought was really late, but for some reason he just wasn't tired until 9 o'clock. And I was like, that's okay. If I can get him down by 9, I can go to bed at 10. And if he gets up at like 2 and 3 in the morning and I can get him to go back down, that'll be fine. Because at that point in time, I wasn't getting up until 6 anyway. So I was like, if I can like break it up into 2 sleep situations, I should be able to handle that. I was wrong. That's why new moms are exhausted. And if you can help new moms in any way, shape, or form, please do so. But I started noticing that the older... What? That was in my pocket. Oh, I know what that was for. It's a poopy bag for my dog. But I started noticing that the older he got and the more weight he started to gain, the less sleep he would have. So fast forward to when he is about 4 years old. We've gotten him diagnosed. He's going to be going to school during the day. That was the first time, his first day of school for mini MIPA that he was in when he was 4 years old. That was the first time he slept through the night. He went to bed at 9 and we had to wake him up. We had to wake him up to the point that I was so terrified that he had died in the middle of the night. Like, my natural internal clock kind of was aware at 3 a.m. and I was waiting for it, but we never saw him. Because what he used to do is that he used to just crawl into bed with me and my husband, and as long as he was content, we would still sleep. That's kind of how we managed that. So it was getting to the point where when he was about 6 or 7, he was still relatively sleeping through the night, but what would happen is that he would wake up about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and come into our room and climb into bed with us and go back to sleep. And at that particular point in time, me and my husband were just like, as long as he's sleeping, that's fine. It's fine. We don't care if he climbs in bed with us. We just all want to sleep. So when he was about 8 years old, maybe he was 10, he might have been a little bit older, we finally decided to take him to a developmental pediatrician. Pardon my eye itch. And what she came and told us was this, and I love her for this. She goes, you guys need to sleep. I'm a proponent of parents sleeping, so you guys need to sleep. we need to figure out how to get him to have a better sleep cycle. And she suggested we try melatonin. I'd been really iffy about even giving it to him. I didn't really want to try it. But she was like, start off with a low dose, like start off with 3. If it doesn't work, go to 6. And she's like, and just keep building on it until you find the milligram strength that's going to at least help him to sleep for a larger majority of the night. So I did that, and I found that it worked, but it doesn't work all the time. In order to get him to sleep on a regular basis, he has to have a schedule. And I've noticed that as he's gotten older, now he's 16 years old, that schedule is really, really important. Like, we battle, like, when he has like a week off of school, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is okay. He can usually sleep those 3 days. But once you get to like Wednesday on, he doesn't really want to sleep. And that's a challenge because, we don't take, my husband and I can't take that time off of work. So we have to make sure that we go to work and we have to sleep. So what this is what we do. So if we find that he's having a challenge sleeping, like usually it starts with the fact that he won't even fall asleep. And we don't really know what's going on. He just isn't sleeping. So we have gotten to the point where, at least this is what I do. This might work for you, might not work for you. It's up to you. Everybody's parenting styles is different. I just want to give you what we do in order to help him sleep. So I will go into his room and we'll have a little chat, and I'll be like, why can't you sleep? And a lot of the times he'll just say, I don't know. And I totally believe that, because he probably doesn't know. His circadian rhythm is probably like really jostled at that point because his schedule is off. And he really, I know he wants to sleep. I just don't think he can. And he's just like, I'm not tired. So what I've found is this. I'll go into his room, I'll bring my phone, and I'll turn on the song called Weightless by Marconi Union. I'll link it in the description box below. And what that does, that song is, I think it's been tested, but I read that it can reduce anxiety by 65% just by listening to it. So I'll go into his room, I'll put that song on, I'll lay down with him, and I'll just, just be real gentle, and I'll rub his back, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll stay with you until you fall asleep, but you need to go to sleep. I was like, the reason you need to go to sleep is because mommy and daddy need to go to sleep. Because if we don't go to sleep, we can't go to work. And if we can't go to work, we can't make money to buy you things. And he's like, okay. So that's our trick. That's actually my main trick. I do find that before I found the song, he did respond to just another like warm body being in the bed. And like, the thing is that when I go in to lay down with him, 9 times out of 10, I fall asleep in about 10 minutes. And, excuse me, I had a smoothie for breakfast. I don't think it's agreeing with me. Anyway, sidebar. But yeah, so I'll go into his room and we will just have a sleepover, and I'll fall asleep. And 9 times out of 10, I don't even wake up. Usually my husband has to wake me up the next day because I get so chilled and just so relaxed. It's like, let's just veg. This is awesome. And it's quiet and it's peaceful, and you just create a really peaceful space for him. And that really works out. Now, here's to say, I'm not going to say it works out all the time. Like, there are days that we have been through this, that he'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and just be awake. He can't sleep. He can't sleep. And it's gotten to the point where he's old enough now that I'll say, look, I don't mind that you're awake. I'll give you your iPad and your phone. You can watch television. Just be in here and just be quiet and just keep it down. And if I wake up at 6 o'clock and he's still awake, I know he's just going through a little bit of insomnia. It's like, but the thing is like when he wakes up and at 2 a.m., he'll usually like start talking to himself and start giggling in some capacity. And that wakes me up. It doesn't make me mad. I just know that he's just having a difficult time sleeping. So that's how I deal with the insomnia part. It's like, clearly It's not even about you like needing to just relax and go back to bed. It's just like you can't sleep. Straight up, hardcore, you can't sleep. And as parents, I think we need to be, especially autism parents, I mean parents in general, I mean I think you have to be more, especially in that particular area with the sleeping, I think we have to be more aware of the fact that, you know, their brains don't operate like ours, not like you know, not neurotypically, so their circadian rhythm is always going to be a little bit off. Their internal clock doesn't operate the way that ours does. And there have been days where we've had to like email his teacher and be like, just be aware, he's been up since 2, he might be a little tired, he might be cranky, he might not want to do things, that's just what's happening. And even teachers understand that, especially my son's teacher. She's a blessing, I love her. But you know, you just have to make everybody aware of what's happening, especially when they're going to school. But you know, it could change, and the thing is that his sleep patterns could change in a year. I mean, right now they're great because he's you know, participating in a lot of activities. We're doing Special Olympics this year, which we're all really excited about, and he's just doing a lot more. So I will say that this school year, we haven't had any challenges getting him to go to sleep or stay asleep. We've had a couple getting him to wake up, but I will take that because that has never really been an issue before. So it's kind of interesting to experience that for the first time. Anyway, if you guys have any tips and tricks about sleeping issues with your child with autism, autistic children, you know, comment below. I'm always interested in hearing from everybody. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. Always looking for subscribers. I only have like 45, but I hope you guys like these videos because I like making them for you. I like talking about my experience as an autism parent. I like talking about my child because he's my favorite subject. But hopefully I will be creating more content and it won't be all about autism, but I do think that it needs to be shared because autism acceptance is very important in this country. And I am an advocate for that. I'm an advocate for getting children with autism jobs, especially after they age out of the system, and I'll do a whole other video about that, probably more when it happens. Right now we're about 2 years, no, we're about 5 years away from that. So hopefully I'll still be doing these in 5 years. I'd like to be. I hope so. That would be great. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Positively Carly on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Peace out. Love yourselves, love each other. Bye.